let's just do a couple of fallacies and pitfalls. This is one of the reasons why people invented Agile, is programming, adding cool features that customers don't like. It's called a pitfall because it happens even when you know it. You know this is a pitfall. You're tempted to put this cool feature in. You know they're probably going to reject it. You do it anyways, and it gets rejected. So all we can do is warn you, and maybe you'll learn from the mistakes of others. Yeah. So this is another thing: is you're sure that you know what the customer wants, and you go ahead and put this feature. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. And then then you go to them and they hate it. Right. So the philosophy here is you write the tests, and you get this. You're syncing with the customer, and then you implement it. And then this kind of more detailed thing is when you say what's not supposed to happen, you can imagine, well, this better not happen. Well, the kind of downside here is there's a million things that are not supposed to happen. So it's pretty easy to pass the thing not happening, right? It's kind of hard to do that. So you probably don't want to do this very often. This class is all about testing. This is one of the reasons the people in the industry liked it. What we're talking about right now is just this piece of it, the cucumber, capybara, the rack test here is how it runs. But with the next chapter, we'll talk about how you auto testing and the WebDriver that's going to go through this. But there's lots of tools that you'll be using, but cucumber and capybara play the central role throughout it. Later in the course, we'll do use some tools that give you feedback on how well you're doing on the testing. Okay, pros and cons of BDD. So there's cons of BDD, right? It's the pro is it makes it easy to work with customers, which you're using. You write tests before debugging. The con is sometimes customers don't want to meet with you. So hopefully you will find non-technical customers, and once a week you can meet with them and show them how it's working, so the iterations work. But what happens if they don't want to? The other danger is that if you kind of do this kind of driven by the customer, you won't have a good software architecture that'll make it hard to build something that's easy to maintain. So we're going to talk about patterns and how you can refactor code to put good patterns in the second half of the course, but that'll be one of the things we talk about. This actually comes, believe it or not, from the restroom urinal stalls at Google, right? They just want to, here's an opportunity to remind people, and we'll put it on the restroom, right? But debugging sucks, testing rocks. So that's the philosophy here. Put the time in the testing, and particularly write your tests in advance, when you write your tests when you go with it, so you don't spend all your time debugging. So testing is a good investment. Just debugging, what you typically do, not so much. The typically thing, we surveyed all the students who took the classes in this form the last few years, and a bunch of them are in industry. And 2/3 of them said this BDD, TD thing is very helpful. They use it all the time. So, and you're going to try and use this in this class.